Well, welcome to Bourbon Riders. In tonight's first pour, we're going to crack open another Chattanooga whiskey. The Bottled and Bond. Now, this just isn't any Bottled and Bond. This is their vintage series, the Fall 2018 edition. They also had a Spring 2018, and I believe the Spring 2019 is now out. Now, that was a pretty mild vacuum. I heard it, but I don't know if you heard it on your end. It does have a nice aroma. Very nice. Okay, let's see if we can get some chugging going on here. Nice chugging. And this looks like a lot of the Chattanooga bottles. I mean, they all seem to be the same shape. They'll have different labels on it, sometimes different colors. A very old-fashioned, turn of the century kind of bottle with a big ass cork in the top. Kind of reminds you of a moonshine jug. And okay, we've been stirring it a little while to get it all some air into it. And looking at the color, it's got a nice medium amber. And it's got some decent legs going on the oil. So let's see what the aroma's like. I can always pick up a Chattanooga whiskey. Something about their mash gives, I don't know what they're putting in it, but from one bottle to the next, they've got this one fragrance that comes through that's all Chattanooga and just Chattanooga. It's very nice. Whatever it is, it smells wonderful. And it's kind of like a spice aroma to it. Wow. Well, let's not waste any more time. Cheers. Definitely sweeter than the 91. And definitely a boost of flavor over the 91. You got some baking spices and a little bit of pepper right up front with some definite dark fruits going on there. And I would say, yeah, it's kind of like a oatmeal cookie going in there. It's got that kind of grain and sweetness that reminds you of an oatmeal cookie. Let's take another sip. It really doesn't taste proofy at all. I mean, I can barely tell that the proof is higher than the 91. I've got a lot of Bottled and Bonds that taste proofier than this. This is very easy sipping. Very easy sipping. It's pretty smooth. It doesn't have much bite to it. The most bite you get is that little bit of pepper right on the front, tip of the tongue. But then as it goes over the palate, you get that oatmeal cookie and some fruit going on, some sweetness. And then going back into the finish, I'm definitely getting light baking spices. So we're going to take one more sip and come back for final thoughts. It's very pleasant. This is really a good sipper. It seems to have the right level of sweetness, and you've got that grain going for it, a little bit of corn, but more of a grain taste than a corn taste, and some oak going on there, and some fruit. It's a nice balance of a lot of flavors. It's pretty complex, and I guess that's to be expected with so many blends that they put into this. Well, I have found my receipt for this fine specimen, and I bought that for $52.99. So it is not as expensive as a single barrel, but it does get to be a little bit more expensive than the Cask 111. And I think that's to be expected because not all the Chattanooga whiskeys are 4 years old, so that brings in extra cost. But I'm very happy with it. I certainly will drink it. I kind of rotate through the Chattanooga stuff. Some days I'll drink the 111. A week later I might go back to the Founders. A week after that I might try the 91 again. The Cask 111 and the Founders Edition are my two favorites, and they are completely different in flavor profile, just as this one is. So I'll probably be going between the three. When I want a Chattanooga whiskey, I'll go like, well, which one did I have last time? Let's try this one. So definitely, I'm a fan, and it all comes down to our recommendation system, how we rank our bourbons that we try here at Bourbon Riders. And that basically is a 5-level ranking system, 1 through 5. And if you've been to the show before, you know how it is. 1 is like, stop the video, go and get it now. Why? Because we think it's so good, it may not be on the shelf tomorrow. So there isn't too many bourbons we call out on that, but we have done a few in the past. And 5, we absolutely don't recommend it. It's trash. I've got a bourbon or two I've tasted in the past, but have not gone through a first pour that I would give a 5 to, and those will remain nameless for the moment. But this bourbon, I would definitely tell you it is a level 2. It should be your next purchase. I think for $52.99, and I'm almost positive I've seen it for just under 50, around 49 in some places. So you could shop around a little bit. I haven't seen a wide fluctuation, so I would say if you see it, get it. It probably is only in about 30-40% of the stores that I visit have the bottled and bond. Typically they'll have 3 or 4 of the Chattanooga line. They always have the 91. They seem to always have the Cask 111. And then they have sometimes the one in the Cabernet finish, which I haven't tried yet. I'm not a real fan of bourbon finished in any kind of wine barrel, so it's kind of like I've been holding off. And I've been seeing the Founders Edition lately in several stores, and also the bottled and bond. So you might have to go to 1 or 2 stores to find the bottled and bond, and you should be able to get it 50, low 50s. And if you find it at that, I say buy it. It's a definite buy. It's definitely got a boatload of flavor. It's got a lot of character to it. If you only had to get one Chattanooga, I actually think this might be the one you want to start with. Why? Because the 91 might not be enough that really goes like, yeah, I like that. I'm gonna try another. I think if you try the bottled and bond at 100 proof, you might say, I like that. I want to try the Cask 111. I like that. I want to try the Founders Edition. I like that. I'm going for the single barrel or something else in the Chattanooga lineup. So I think the bottled and bond could be a good first choice and a reasonable price if you're going to start into the Chattanooga lineup. So as always, please never drink and drive. Always drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time.